Okay guys, so the main framework and the rendering system I don't think will be quite ready to show off in this video. I apologize, I worked really hard but they just weren't ready. Perhaps I'll update in a month or so, showing them off. But I would like to show you what I think I invented, a new kind of collision system. Our new collision system for the engine. Here it is, scan area collision. Now, if you'll take a look at this console, we can already see I detected a few collisions already, but I'll clear the console. I'll scroll down. And if I go and collide with this shape, it even works with convex bodies, which I'll show you in a second. The little guy moving is me. There's no simulation, no physics simulation or anything yet, it's just detection. So if I go ahead and collide with this, should be seeing it. Oh, I have to scroll up. We see collision is being printed into the console. Now let me show you this with a convex body. As you can see, these also can rotate, but the translation is a little off. As you can see with this shape off to the left here. So I have to fix that. It's on my to-do list. So I'm going to go collide with this convex body over here, and I'll show you the collision output. So I think that should line up with it. Move it down a bit. If it stop lagging. The reason for all the lag is because all the white lines are actually individual 8x8 sprites being rendered where the collision points are on the shapes. And I'll explain that in a minute. So as we can see, not colliding, colliding. We can collide with convex shapes. Okay, so basically what's going on here is we have a text file to start out with. And in this wonderful text file of ours, there are magnitudes away from the center of the scan area. These magnitudes are used to calculate points. Wherever, you know the definition of a point. And a vector is calculated to each point. When the vector calculation is in progress, or the vector is being moved, well, it's similar to how an object moves on the screen, it places a collision point. Around a collision point, a bounding box is formed. I'm sure some kind of crazy algorithm could be applied, but I'm not sure it would work with convex shapes. I do ask if you use this method, this scan area method, or scan areas, or this collision system, or anything pertaining to it, that you give me credit. You can list me as Chris G. Alright, so that is what I have to show off. Let's just talk about the new rendering system that I told you about earlier. Before in the engine we had objects with a method draw which would draw the sprite that they had on the screen. This was fine until we got into user-defined types, of which may not fit or work with methods that would normally draw them. So I thought of using a global std vector or global array to draw any sprites that are desired to be drawn in this manner. Then I thought of using polygons and vector graphics. So I came up with a class that would instantiate them and use an unsigned integer to keep track of them and draw them on the screen whenever you want to draw them. This allows you to either have a vector graphics polygon or sprite, vector graphics or polygon, whichever you choose, and draw them. Okay, so I didn't want to completely rip you guys off and not show anything of the rendering system. So I thought I'd show off a little bit as to what's to come. Right now the rendering system itself is pretty messed up, and I can't show it off in its actual form, but here are some of the components. So as we can see, this green guy here is a vector graphics. It's rotating the same way as a scan area does. As a matter of fact, it's being translated to a scan area and translated back. I was going to show off scaling, but it doesn't work on convex shapes, and I don't have the vector graphics to scale that way yet. And then we can see a lightning sprite, which is basically an SFML sprite with accessors, and I'm actually going to rip apart that class later on. So yeah, and polygons aren't working right now, so I gotta fix those. So yeah, this is basically what's coming in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this devlog, even though it may have been a bit disappointing. But I apologize. I really thought the rendering system and the framework would be up by the time this devlog ends. But I will update in a month or two. I'm back to school, so it'll either be a month or two. And I will work very hard to make sure that it gets done. Until next time, and until part 2 of this devlog, I will see you later.